Welcome back to the Spoonie and Caregiver Life podcast with Jordan Banderas. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. So let's begin. Have you ever felt like when you're talking to someone in your life who is going through either the same health challenge as you or any other challenge in general, that the conversation turns into a competition to see who has it worse? I have had so many conversations like that it gets annoying. Let's be honest. Don't you think that it does get annoying? But here's the thing. I don't think that people want to make it about themselves when they turn the conversation around, because I honestly think that in most cases they just want to be heard, since they may feel like nobody actually listens to them, which I believe in most cases is true based on what I have seen with people in my life. And it has happened to me where I feel like sometimes people don't listen to me or they don't understand me, and I just want to make sure that they understand me, so I over talk about them, about my issues, Has that ever happened to you? I know a few people that do that. The reason why I want to talk about that is because a few days ago, I talked to a friend who I hadn't seen or heard from in a while. So, because we haven't talked in so long, and years, he asked me about how I was doing and what was new. And because it's been years since I talked to him, I told him about my PTSD diagnosis and everything that I have been dealing with for a long time. Now, because of what I said, he mentioned that he's suffering from depression, anxiety, and other things that are similar to what I'm dealing with. Which obviously I felt bad for him because I know how bad that can get. Now, while we were talking about our situations, I honestly felt like I was competing with him, because when I said something like, my depression gets worse when I do this, or around this time I really struggle, or I'm always tired because of this, or just pretty much what I'm dealing with, he will interrupt me mid-sentence and say, well, mine is worse because of this. And if you think your pain is worse now, you should feel mine. So he will say things like that. Or he will literally just rattle off a few things and completely make the conversation about himself. Which, like I said, it probably is because nobody listens to him. The only problem with this is that he did this during the entire conversation. And like I said before, it gets annoying. I was like, dude, let me finish my sentence. You asked me how I have been, what's been going on, so I'm going to tell you. But if you're not willing to listen, might as well don't waste my time, Because pretty much he asked, so I'm going to answer the question. Now, here's the thing too, don't get me wrong about all of this. I feel awful for him and what he's going through. But I also feel like if you're going to ask somebody about how they're doing and what's going on with them, you should at least listen to them and not make it all about you when they tell you what is going on in their life. Don't you think? We have to show them that we actually want to hear them about their struggle. That way they don't shut down and they actually can feel supported. So at this point in this conversation that I was having with my friend, I was like, dude, can we please not make it about who has it worse? I'm not competing with you. I had to say it. I was like, I'm not competing with you. And it was hard to tell him this, but I honestly don't want relationships in my life where I have competitions about who is sicker or who has it worse. Because it's not worth it. I don't want to get into those type of arguments like, no, I have it worse and whatever, because it literally is not worth it. And like I said, I will listen to you, but let's not compare who has it worse. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Because in my opinion, sometimes it's just good to get caught up with good friends, you know? Now, because of this, I had to tell my friend, everybody suffers differently. So there isn't a reason to think that your problems are not valid, because they are. And if nobody else understands that, it's okay, because others don't feel what you feel. And when I said that to him, he was all like surprised at first, because I'm pretty sure that he has never thought about it that way. And he was even all like, that's a good way to put it. Which obviously it is. But one thing that you want to say is that it's okay to want to feel and be heard about your struggle, since once someone actually acknowledges your problem, you can feel like it's not all in your head. I have seen it with a lot of people when they're like, oh my gosh, this person acknowledges my problem, so it's not all in my head. And even when I say like, you know what, your pain is valid, like everything you feel is valid, they're like, oh my gosh, it's not all in my head. But it's also about how we present our situation to the others. Because, like with my friend, sometimes, and this happens sometimes, it can come off as disregarding the other person's situation, which is kind of like how I felt with my friend. It may come off as if you want to one-up the other person just to get more attention, which obviously becomes annoying, because it's all like, hey, I'm suffering too. But and also remember, there is no competition to see who has it worse. That is true. And even if you have it worse than others, which obviously it may happen, there is no trophy. All you can do is find a solution to your struggle, or ask for support, and do what makes you the most comfortable. So, before I end the episode, I'll ask you this. Have you encountered a situation like this? And if so, I want to hear your answer. Please leave the answer in the comments. And if you would like to share how you deal with a situation similar to this, please put it in the comments as well. Or send me a DM, or you can email me at thespoonieandcaregiverlife@gmail.com. And thank you for listening. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I'll leave you like this. Always take care of yourself and have a great day.